are starting you off if you are headed out to the All-Star game. Obviously, clouds are going to begin to roll in. They are also thickening up. Even if you're watching it from your apartment, you can know how you can kind of peer on into Petco Park. 69 degrees, you'll definitely notice later into the evening around 8 o'clock, those clouds really around, temperatures staying into the upper 60s. Right now, there is a cloud bank in La Jolla. Temperatures are capped at about 68 degrees currently. You can see those overcast skies. But when you travel further inland, like out over toward Escondido, 78. Pretty blue conditions. I think tomorrow we'll get even more sunshine, and as a result, temperatures continuing to climb. All of this as we are squeezed in between two systems. One to our north, this little trough and cold front not going to make it to our region. Instead, we have this high pressure that's working its way ever so slowly closer out over toward our west. And as it does so, it's going to decrease the cloud coverage. But one thing it also will bring is a little bit of morning fog. So I anticipate that until around 8 a.m. And then those clouds will begin to clear and you'll be able to see your temperature starting to warm up. Right now, though, models are very confused whether we see our warmest day on Thursday. Some models think the coast could be at 80 degrees over the weekend. I'm holding off on that just quite yet, but just know you'll have to keep watching as the days progress to see exactly where I think we'll end up lying on. At around 6 o'clock tonight, though, the upper 60s for the coast, inland areas around 77 into Lakeside, Mira Mesa 73, La Mesa into the lower 70s. Now fast forward to tomorrow morning. Remember, we have the morning fog out there. Still, temperatures are going to be close to seasonal. That puts us on into the low to mid 60s for the coast, and inland areas the low 60s, maybe even some of those upper 50s out into Ramona and Alpine. In the afternoon, blazing sunshine, and as a result, temperatures are going to warm up not tremendously, maybe between around 1 to 5 degrees. So 84 El Cajon, Mira Mesa going for the upper 70s right around lunchtime, and Encinitas the mid 70s, the same scenario for you into downtown. And into Thursday, temperatures, of course, continuing to climb. It looks like that cloud coverage going to shrink back even more. I think we'll see our sunshine peak out around 7 a.m. So by the time we get to noon, those values have inched to the upper 70s by Chula Vista at 78 degrees and around 90 degrees into Alpine. So obviously you might want to think about cooling off out into the waters, especially if you're a surfer with fair conditions. Coming up, we'll take a look at opening day at the horse races in just a bit. I mean, I think looking at stars and just looking at clouds is just as beautiful. So we have that for you, taking a live look at our SDCCU.com tower cam, this from North Park. I do think we're dealing with mostly clear conditions in a lot of locations, starting to get some of that haze to build on through. The marine layer not forecast to be as thick as what it's been in the last few days, although we could be dealing with a little bit of morning fog. And temperatures, though, here's the big story. They're continuing to warm. So notice the haze as we start things off for us early on. Temperatures are going to jump, I'd say, about 1 to 5 degrees. Most noticeable, though, out toward inland communities. And get this. We are forecasting to stay above average for at least the next 14 days. So hopefully you have some good flip-flops. They'll be in use for quite a while. Temperatures right now about 67 degrees into Oceanside, Chula Vista 62 degrees, and Ramona you're 61 as you pull those covers up, get ready for bed. We are still squashed in between two storm systems. One of them still to our north in the Pacific Northwest, not really coming down our way. Instead, we have high pressure working its way a little bit closer to the region, squashing the cloud coverage, and thus temperatures starting to warm. Now, high pressure is going to continue to inch a little bit closer until we get to the weekend. Right now, there are a few models that think that this dip in the jet stream, bringing some slightly cooler air, meaning maybe about 2 degrees cooler than what we're dealing with right now, is going to move through. But other models think high pressure sticks around, and we, in fact, could be in the 80s for the weekend and into early next work week. So still a forecast we have to massage a bit. You'll want to make sure you keep it tuned here throughout the next few days as we continue to really hammer down those forecast temperatures for you. One thing we do know, though, is tomorrow morning at about 7 a.m., we see a little bit of that haze, although not really going to diminish your travel problems for you. I'm really not seeing any travel problems because of the haze, rather. Into the low 60s for inland areas, the mid 60s right along the coast. These values, by the way, similar to what we usually are at this time of year, about 65 degrees in San Diego, and you can see the forecast, about 66. Now by noon, instead of dealing with the lower 70s, check that out. Chula Vista, you're already 76. Downtown is 73. Inland areas, you were into the lower 80s. Now you're looking at 85 into Lakeside, and the same number rolling for you into Poway. But remember these temperatures? They're continuing to warm. So on Thursday, now I think they'll go about 1 to 2 degrees warmer. Now we're looking at the upper 80s into Poway and Escondido. Encinitas, you're into the upper 70s as well. Del Mar, you're in the lower 70s at 73 degrees, but still not too shabby, especially considering we have plenty of sunshine coming our way. The humidity values are forecast to increase ever so slightly. I think by next work week, though, we'll notice them more pronounced. In the waters, if you're trying to cool off, fair conditions for you surfers. showers with your swell out of the southwest. 2 to 3 feet. High tide coming in right at around 5:47. 7-day forecast. 76 degrees for the coast tomorrow, jumping up to 77 Thursday. Remember, the forecast for the weekend still variable. Right now going for the upper 70s, but there is a chance that could be closer to the 80s. Inland areas 87 degrees. Thursday going for 89. Right now keeping sunny skies for the next 7 days. Mountain communities 87 for the next 2 days, getting a break from the wind at least for the next, I'd say, Wednesday and Thursday, although increasing your wind speeds for the weekend. The desert's 109 degrees, also noticing your winds increasing by Friday up to about 20 miles per hour. Let's look at your 7-day forecast. Guys, over to you.
All right, thanks a lot.